about that you move on faster than he's ever seen. Someone later smile the next day. What allows you to move on so quickly from a bad game?
I think part of it is just you have to. I think that in the position that I am and the leaders on the team is, I think that everybody's looking to someone, and in the position that I am, I think that whether I want it or not, everybody's kind of looking to me and how I'm going to react. And I was pissed off after the game, and I was upset, and it took me a few days to really bounce back from it because of the way that I played. But I remember last year, and I remember losing week 1, and I actually had a guy come up and tell me, I think on Sunday or Monday, they said, everybody's pretty mad about last year's first loss, and they said they showed up on Sunday and on Monday, and I had a ton of energy and a ton of enthusiasm and ready to push guys, and they said that just totally changed their whole mindset. It changed the way that they went about practice and their mindset for the week and how to attack the next week. And then we went on to have a great week too, and that was just a really good reminder to me, like, hey man, like, my influence is very heavy, but like I got to change my mindset too. I got to attack every single day and attack every week, and I think that that's what I got to do, and that's what needs to be done. And just excited to go back to work, and excited. It's been a really good first couple days getting ready for this next week, and I feel really confident about this team. I think that we're a really good team that's going to have a great year, and I think Coach Swinney said it. He said it to us before, and I know he said it to y'all. But this game gave me no doubt about our team and what we can do. But just totally fulfilled us with confidence in what we can do and what we're about. And just it's exciting. It's exciting. So.
What were some of the things that I guess kind of encouraged you guys after looking over the film, but just offensively speaking?
Yeah, really physical, man. Really, really physical. We played really tough. We had great calms all night. I think we just, and in that sense, we're physical to the very end. We fought till the very end. We never stopped. It would be easy to quit in some of those moments, and we kept straining until the very end. And we stayed together. That was a really good thing to say and see. We stayed together, and that was awesome. And yeah, I would say those are some of the highlights for sure.
Coach Swinney said that he knew that you were already mad at yourself about it, that people really didn't have to say anything. What were your thoughts after you left here? You get changed, you get dressed, you leave. How were you feeling?
I felt pretty cruddy. Just upset at myself. It's really what it was, and just upset, and felt like I'd, kind of let some guys down, and I know it's a team sport, but I still, I own my mistakes, and just went around just, owning it and, not shying away from it. So, I know what I did. I know, I made some bad plays and own to it and know that I could have taken over the game, and that's really the hard part. It's, I don't feel like I went and lost the game, but I knew that I could have taken it over. And the second half, Coach put the ball in my hands to take over the game, and I didn't get the job done. And that's really what it comes down to. And as a quarterback and as the person that I am, the player that I am, I want to be able to control the moment and go and take over the game, especially when I've done and proved that I can. And I just didn't go get it done, and I had a bad game and didn't play like myself. And but we'll bounce back and go have a great year. So.
And I know you pride yourself on your film study and all that, and you go back and you look and you see the hot routes that were open. Is that fixable in your mind? You just you go back and you go, how did I miss that? Kind of what was your thought process watching it?
Yeah, just bad eyes. I think I was too focused on what they were doing instead of what our fundamentals are. I think that it took me a few days to kind of realize that. Just sitting there thinking about what am I doing right here? I haven't done that ever, and just bad eyes. Just kind of what I said. Just was worried too much maybe what they were doing, and thinking about okay, Mike fire, they might rotate right here, and this guy's gonna drop out instead of just like, all right, what's my first read? and just kind of overcomplicated a little bit at times. Not every play, but 2 or 3 plays where I just kind of overcomplicated it and just make the game simple. And I think Coach Riley does a great job of that. And I love the way that he coaches us, and I put that mostly on me. So.
Is that a thing that, like, even like right after the play, you're thinking, like, why didn't I kind of look there? Or was it something when you go to the sideline, look at the all 22 that you see those things?
Kind of in the. I mean, honestly, I don't really have a great answer for that. I don't really have a great answer for that. I mean, it kind of sometimes takes a sec to be like, kind of. It's easy to look and see what I missed from the, all 22, and you can see everything in slow-mo from everybody's point of view. But, from my point of view, sometimes you can't see everything and just kind of miss some things I don't normally miss. So, yeah.
Any other questions for Cade?
If with Antonio leaving the game, I guess how did that kind of impact you guys offensively with his exit after the first or second drive of the game?
Yeah, it was tough. Tone's just a huge part of our offense and a huge part of that game plan for sure. We were going to use him a lot, and it shouldn't have affected the game though. And Tyler stepped in and did phenomenal, and he killed it, and he did great. And I would not say that it would have been awesome to have Antonio in there. It would have been great, but it shouldn't have affected a win versus a loss. We should have been able to handle it really well, and Tyler did great when he was in there, and was really, really proud of the way that he did, and really excited to have him back in there. And but yeah, gonna miss Tone and missed him in there for sure.
So with this week, you talk about the eyes. Is that practice? I mean, can you practice that? Not getting it. I know you get to go good on good in practice, but do you see enough of those live bullets to kind of say, yeah, I'm gonna hone in on making sure I stay in the pocket? Is that something you can practice?
Yeah, for sure. I think just simplifying the game, man. Just get back to the routine things and get back to the basics, and not making it too much about them. And you get ready for a team, and you schematically get ready and want to know what hopefully what they're going to be doing, but you can't be thinking about that mid-play. You got to be feeling it, not thinking about it. And I think sometimes I was thinking about it more than feeling it, which I don't think that I've done really in a game before ever. So it kind of is what it is, and I learned from it. So
Just curious about, I guess you guys didn't run the ball well against LSU. I guess Coach Lee kind of mentioned wanting to run the ball more. As a quarterback, do you do you suggest things to Coach Riley if you think you should run the ball more, or is it kind of just let the coaches focus on the thing and I'll just run the play?
Yeah, I really just leave that up to Coach Riley. Yeah, I don't blame Coach Riley at all. That's his decision, and I think that he's one of the best in the country at what he does. And I love the way that he called the game. And in my mind, Coach put the ball in my hands the second half, and I didn't get it done. And that's really what it comes down to. So I thought the rest of the team played great. And it's not really my decision. I love the way he called the game. So.
Let's say by the end of the season, every goal you have is accomplished. It's the best season back in your collegiate career. What has to change for you to reach that point?
It's a good question. Just do the routine things routinely, man. Yeah, I think just do the routine things really well, and just be decisive. Just be decisive and stay aggressive throughout the whole game. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. And man, just go be me. I don't need to go be special and go try to make plays that aren't there. Make the plays that are there, and trust the game plan. Trust my preparation, and trust what we've been doing all week, and just go execute.
Go ahead, John.
Coach Swinney was saying that, 2 has a bad game, and that's our worst problem, that we're going to be okay because we know he's going to respond. I mean, when he's talking so openly about the fact that it wasn't your best game, I mean, how do you take that to kind of just understand?
Yeah, just got to chin it and move on. That's really it. So he's the coach, and he's coaching. So got to chin it, learn from it, and move on.
Anyone else? All right, Cade. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate y'all.